to a point when I realized that if I had a contribution to make to higher education in India, it was this. That I could not only develop courses, but I could hire teachers, I could train them in writing pedagogy. And so it happened that I ended up setting this teaching of writing either as only courses or as centers in a few different places before I landed up where I am right now, Priya University, where I set up this center called the Center for Writing and Pedagogy. Just a moment on why it's called that. It is when we pay attention to writing, and here I am making a distinction only between teaching languages, and I know there are many experts here in this university who are experts in ELT, right? English language teaching or English as second language, or courses around the language teaching, courses around the linguistic approach to language. This is more about, well, how do you write? And some of that, there's overlap as well. So when I started doing that, I realized that the way that we read and write, when we teach that, we pay a lot of attention to how students or anybody actually learns. And by the time I got to Kriya, I realized that the methods of teaching reading and writing that we were using and developing were useful in any class. It didn't have to be a writing class. It was useful in a science class, a history class, a philosophy class, a sociology class. In fact, we work very closely with all these disciplines as well. So I named it Center for Writing and Pedagogy. That if you learn how to do this, it actually helps you in classrooms of all other kinds as well. What is our main work? Some people were curious. At the center, we take the responsibility for all, if not most, of the writing courses. There is a first year mandatory writing course that every first year student has to take at the university. So you can imagine the numbers are very large. But everybody has to take it. And it's my responsibility to make sure that these are taught in small classes, because there's a lot of writing and grading. Usually only 15 to a class. So which means many sections run. And I hire teachers, I train them. Neha and Shantana are here. And we teach these courses, we run tutoring programs, we give a lot of support to writing. So that's the undergraduate course. There are other courses that we also offer, writing courses to PhD students in the sciences and the social sciences. We offer some writing courses in disciplines. For example, Shantana here collaborates with the faculty in the math department to run a course called Writing and Communication in Mathematical and Quantitative Sciences that many of the math and science students take. I also teach an upper level advanced writing course only for literature students. There's one for psychology, etc. So we teach a range of courses. We also offer support programs like the peer tutoring programs that Neha runs, and also a conversation partner program that Shantana runs. So really helping with the reading, writing, language support is our main work. But another part which is really interesting, and that's what brings me here, is that at the outset, when I was setting up the center, I had this proposal. I said that the center will be inward facing but also outward facing. That we will do a lot of work for whatever the university requires internally, but we will also have an outward facing aspect to our work where we make sure that we are engaging with other institutions, where we bring whatever we are developing as a part of our pedagogy, we bring it to other places, we share it with colleagues, we learn from colleagues in other universities. And doing something in a small private university, hiding behind the Sahyadris, also means that then what we do is very limited. But then when we are able to come to a place like University of Kashmir or other places, I like to joke that we go everywhere from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and we do actually. And so we get to travel a lot, we get to meet students in all kinds of different universities, state, central, public, private institutes. And so we learn from them, but we also bring what we are developing to all these different universities. I'm constantly looking for teachers. In fact, I need 5 new teachers in the next term. And I'm looking at all the research scholars sitting there. That I hire research scholars for that. Those who are almost finishing their PhD, for example, or have just finished the PhD. Those are the kind of candidates I hire to train them. So this is another thing that this helps me to do. If you all think what we are doing is interesting, you might be interested in applying as well, right? So this is what the center largely does, and this is why we are here. We do all kinds of writing, academic, scientific, social science, literary. We do a lot of creative writing work as well. And Jonaki is coming to help us with some of the other, the business communication part, etc., the soft skills part, that she is joining us to help us with that. As a teacher, I know that university education and students at this point has to make a real effort to not just give lectures in classes but also to prepare them for the professional world, right? So to have very, very tangible outcomes to the kind of classes we teach, courses we offer, or indeed the workshop sessions that we do, there has to be a great amount of clarity. If you come to a workshop session and you don't know what you're learning, then there is no point doing that. So one thing we are hoping to be able to do, as Ifat also pointed out, that take these things, these categories of courses or sessions, not separately, but show how they actually go together. If you are aspiring to a corporate job after your masters or whenever, then how can you use what you learn in your literature classroom that actually makes your profile very strong in that? So these are not separate things, right? So if you learn how to write a good line of poetry, does that make you a better manager at whatever work that you're doing? My claim is that it does. So we're going to try and bring all of that to our workshop sessions. I'm really, really excited about this collaboration with the English department here at Kashmir University. This is the kind of opportunity that really expands our horizon. And we hope that these sessions prove fruitful and productive for the students who attend, but also that we get to learn with that. That's how we grow as well. And we hope that these sessions go in a way that maybe there will be scope in the future to maybe do other kinds of workshops, other kinds of events where perhaps we can invite and we can collaborate further with the department as well. And as we have the 5 days, we will see what those areas might be, and I'm really looking forward to that.
These types of workshops, they touch our skin directly, and these are the themes which can help our students in particular and the society in general. Now this theme can be divided into 3 parts. One is the creative writing, second is the academic writing, and third is soft skill development. And in my opinion, as a student of mathematics, all the 3 touch my skin also. Now creative writing, which includes poetry, art, drama, and other things, they have been related to mathematics since long. I can say since the inception of this universe. Academic writing is also important for us scientifically in all sciences, as the speaker was just saying, that writing research papers, facing interviews, communicating many things is also important, and that way it also is connected to our academics. And thirdly, soft skill development. Now, what is soft skill development? Now, these are somewhat the personal attributes which can help one to persuade, to convince, to motivate the audience or the other part. And I believe connecting these 3 is a very good idea. For this creative writing, one of the important components which is the poetry. And for this poetry, if we go from the odes of John Keats to the sonnets of William Shakespeare, or if we go from the free verses, poems of Walt Whitman to the spiritual poetry of Rumi, this poetry has indeed been very effective to the society right from the beginning. I recall one of the quotes by a well-known poet of 20th century, Ezra Pound, and I quote, "Poetry is a sort of inspired mathematics. which gives us equations for the emotional humans or human emotions, unquote. What does this really mean? Now, in mathematics equation, we say it is the language of God. Every equation is natural, it is unchangeable. Equation of 500 years before is still here. I believe all of us have passed the 10th class exams with mathematics as one of the subjects. So Pythagorean theorem is always there. So that Pythagorean theorem was before 3,000 years ago, and it's still holding true. That's why we say that this is the language of God, the rules and regulations of God. And here, Ezra Pound says that the lines of the poetry, the lines of the poem, they act like equations, which means they act as rules and regulations for the human emotions. Can you believe some 100 years before, our famous poet and spiritual leader of Kashmir, Sheikhul Alam, said, "An posh telil one posh." And you can see the effect of that line in the modern era. Nobody guessed that time that this "an posh telil one posh," which means food will last when forests will last, life will last when forests will last. You see climatic changes, the impact of climatic changes, the melting of glaciers, so on and so forth. And if you see, this is all rooted in one of the factors that Sheikh al-Alam said 500 years before or more than that. This is the beauty of creative writing. Let me recall another lyrics which was given some years back when a soldier stands on the border. He's giving his duty and he says, "Country roads take me home." And you can see his all emotions are filled in that lyrics when he says, "Country roads take me home." Now, since this workshop is organized by English department with collaboration of Korea University, but this creative writing is not limited only to English language. And we should take pride in our diverse culture of our country, where there's not only English, but so many languages. And we can find creative writing in all the languages, like Hindi, Persian, Sanskrit, Tamil, and many others. The 19th century poet, Hindi poet, Harishchandra, he used to write so many things, and one of his poetry was related to the occupation of British rule, how it inspired the public. So you can see in English, the greatest poets our country has created, Anita Desai, Narayan, or coming back to Kashmir Valley, the creative writers of our land, Basharat Peer, who wrote The Curfew Nights, and also he is the author of Love and War in Kashmir, from which he got the Crossword Prize. Presently, he is also the opinion editor of the New York Times. So all these belong to this creative writing. And this academic writing has to follow certain rules and regulations, but there are no rules and regulations for creative writing. And I believe that this 5 days workshop, which is the lectures for which will be given by our distinguished speakers, it will be very fruitful to our students, to our faculty, and all the participants from other institutes.
As Professor Pirzada, he linked the creative writing with mathematics. Very interesting quote he said. Indeed, I must say that we work in labs, we work with research equipment, but unless you have that creativity of putting it down, what you have seen, what you have observed, I think the real sometimes findings, the real research will not be conveyed. So I'm sure that this particular workshop of 5 days, that's on creative writing, academic writing, and soft skill development, will go a long way and definitely be a regular exercise in our university for other students. This time it's restricted to the Department of English. I will, request Ifaji, let's have it, faculty wise, because I feel that this is one of the important exercise, and each and every student of ours should go through this particular workshop. And about development of soft skills, it's the need amongst the NEP objectives also. Unless we train our students in soft skills, I think we'll be lacking something in the overall personality of our students. So definitely we should see how we can fulfill this particular objective for our students. And I'm sure that this workshop will go a long way towards seeing how in future this pedagogy of writing skills can be incorporated even in the curriculum of our various subjects wherever it's important. And I would request that English department will take a lead in it. We saw the other day how machine learning and machine equipment is helping to translate the one language into another language. So all these types of methodologies need to be incorporated whenever we have these types of workshops, so that whether it's research, whether it's creative writing, whether it's academic writing, we pave a way for the modern technology also. We know about the Department of English, one of the oldest departments in the university, doing well, and we have better hopes. I said doing well, but much more is expected from the department. That's why when we had the grant from higher education pertaining to the soft skills, I at once called you and told you, I saw a note few days back about your creative writing workshop. Make it a bigger one and involve all your students, so that it becomes a week-long exercise and we are able to gain something. Our students are able to gain something because to acquire good communication skill is vital for everyone. It's vital even for the teachers, vital for research scholars, and vital for students. And in this, I'll again say that Department of English needs to take a lead and see how we can, further strengthen this particular skill. And whatever the administration has to do, we'll definitely do it. I was going through the week-long schedule, very well devised, and I'm sure all our students sitting over here will attend all the sessions. If they are able to attend all the sessions and able to interpret these skills, I think much will be achieved. We are also, in our Center for Career Planning and Counseling, we have a group of students who are being trained for IAS coaching. Not similar, but some similar type of exercise is being done for them also, because we feel that this developing soft skills is important for everyone. I said for research it's important. It's even important for the administrators. Unless you have good skill of writing, I don't think so you can put in your ideas unless you have the knack of putting your idea into writing. So you are lucky to go through this particular workshop, and lucky to have such a renowned resource person who will be training you. And I'm sure Department of English will definitely keep on engaging in these types of activities, so that we give a chance to other students also from other faculties to attend these workshops. If a GB prepared, it will be a series of workshops for you now, and we'll grant you, whatever we have to do, and I'm sure that, it will be done very nicely. With these words, once again, congratulations.
The Department of English is organizing a one-week workshop on creative writing, academic writing, and soft skills development. I'm very delighted about this workshop because this is a workshop for which we have collaborated with an outside university by the name of Kriya University, and the particular center that we have reached out to is the Center for Writing and Pedagogy at Kriya University, which specializes in academic writing and creative writing. And for this purpose, 4 research persons are going to conduct this workshop, which will be spread over 5 days. And the sessions cover a wide variety of themes, ideas, particularly those related to contemporary challenges for today's research scholars and students, especially in view of machine learning, especially in view of AI. So the resource persons have spread the sessions in a way that it's a very, very balanced schedule which they have shared with us. And I'm sure that the participants will learn a lot from their expertise and will benefit from this workshop, because this workshop is a one-of-a-kind workshop, because it tries to combine skills related to academic writing, creative writing, and soft skills in one event. So we have planned it in a way that the student is exposed to a wide variety of issues that covers academic writing, which involves research writing, academic writing, and something to do with classroom learning also. We have tried to include components on creative writing, which will have components on creativity, imagination, poetry, genre, and the rest of it. There is a separate component for the last 2 days, which will be particularly focused on soft skills development, and I think all of us know how important it is to develop soft skills in today's generation, especially to make them career ready and to make them job ready. So I really hope that this workshop will be successful in its aim of promoting awareness about speaking and writing competence. Thank you.